I false started for the first time in my life. On the 6th of August I ran the 200 meter of my life, 2068 in pretty okay conditions, and 2 days later I was ready to race even mindset in the 100 meter. The conditions were perfect and I knew I could run a personal best, and I actually thought I could run at least 10.34. Now that was not a false start, but I was a little bit unsteady in the set position. If you look really closely, I think you can see it. You can try to see here, but yeah, that caused the blocks to go off before the gun and we had to do a recall start, so let's try again. Another recall, but sadly this time lane 2 got disqualified. You can see it quite clearly here that this was a false start. Now let's try to get through the heats, 3rd time's the charm. I went out a little bit easy in the first 30 meters before I pushed quite hard towards the 80 meter mark. I ended up in 10:40, which is only 0.02 of a second behind my personal best, but there was a tailwind of plus 3.0. Either way, I was very confident that I could beat my personal best in the finals. I usually run quite a bit faster in the final, even if I max in the heats. So let's have a look at the final. So that was my false start. By this much. Let's have a closer look. Immediately after the recall gun went off, I felt like I had done something wrong. And walking back to the blocks, I could see that my reaction time was 0.078. If you don't know about the false start rule, your reaction time has to be a minimal of 0.1 seconds to count as a true reaction. So my reaction time was 0.022 seconds too fast. I believe I was just twitching a little bit right as the gun went off, but it was a fault of my own, and there was no reason to discuss when I got the red card. Here you can see me watching the others race the final without me. It was sad to get disqualified, especially when my shape was this good and the conditions were perfect. I've never false started in training, and I've ran almost 400 competitions without twitching even once, so this was a little bit unusual. At first on the results I was just written up with no time, there was no DQ there, so when I called my coach he was worried that I got injured. So looking on the bright side, at least I did not get injured that day. And some tips to you guys that I like to think of in these kind of situations is that every competition is not a win or lose experience, it is more of a win or learn experience. If you look at competitions in this way, most of the time, the more you lose, the more you will learn, and the more you learn, the more you will win in the long run. And at the very least, this was another experience to learn from. Thinking about it after the personal best just 2 days prior, I had spent a lot more time on social media and stuff like that than I usually do. I got easily distracted and my mind was fed up with this personal best that I was going to do in the 100 meter. The thought of another PB in the 100 meter and the great conditions made my expectations very high, and I got very hyped. My distracted mind in combination with my big focus on the finishing result of the race is the best reasoning I've found for the false start. So going forwards, I'll try to limit my distractions again like I usually do around race days, and I'll try to focus more on my main race tasks instead of the end result. And at least, luckily, this was not a national championship or a big international competition. And if any of you guys have been disqualified in a competition yourself, feel free to share your experience in the comments. I'm interested to read. Now, after the race, I was hungry for some more races as I knew I was in good shape. I headed to Lillehammer just 2 days after to race a 100 and a 200 against Johansen Quarko. And also I got these crazy running shades as consolation after the DQ. But let's have a look on the race in Lillehammer. It was a super close race. Both me and Jonathan ran in 10:44, but luckily the photo finish gave me the win. It was a quite tense race, especially in the second part, because it was so close, and my legs did not feel as great as they did 2 days prior, but I was still hoping for another good 200. Let's have a look at how it went. I got a 2092 and I'm happy with another sub 21 race, but of course, naturally I was hoping for more after my PB just half a week ago, but at least I showed that I am consistent sub 21. And also it was great to get in a couple of races without twitching and without having a false start, so I got a little bit of confidence back in the blocks. And I'm ending off this video with a big shout out to my channel members. Your support helps out a lot, so a big thank you to you. And to everyone who is not subbed, please subscribe if you want to get notified when I post my next video. My next video will be one of my best training sessions ever, actually. A 4x100 meter session with full recovery. And I'm also testing out the new MaxFly spikes against my Puma spikes. So it will be quite exciting. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll catch you guys on another day of Operation Oregon.